So I think with the way that our current food system is set up, that there's not a need to necessarily increase the labeling of our food that's going to the public. I do think, however, though, there should be a increase in heightened awareness in ensuring that the labeling is standardized and there's a shared language, and we are not allowed to utilize the labeling as marketing. What I mean by that is utilizing terms like all natural, um, sustainably grown. There's so many different terminologies that are utilized to push product, to market product, that speak generally towards a growing practice or a way of production, but there's no standard uniform way or measurement for that being used. And so I think it's very confusing for consumers, and I think ultimately it's just a marketing ploy. Um, so I don't necessarily think that labeling needs to be increased. However, I do understand the need, and the argument for increasing labeling, especially as our food system is, a growing globalized movement to where you're getting products now from across the world. And I think that creates a lot of issues when we don't know our farmers and we don't know their practices. And there's that gap, and that gap is widening. And so I think it allows for a lot of wiggle room for um, gray areas and questions. So I think, again, I think it's just better labeling. I don't think it's increased labeling. I think the labeling should just be standardized. And perhaps what could be done is there's a more standardized unit of labeling, or a standardized and minimum entry level for the safety of all products, or within each realm of different kinds of products, whether it be meats, vegetables, fruits, that there'd be a standard minimum entry level for what the expectations are for all of those products. And then any measures above and beyond could be put on the label so that consumers could be informed. Um, but yeah, I do think with the size and globalized scale of food production, that labels are a very good thing. With the 6% cost that it would add, likely being passed to the consumer, I just I have a hard time seeing that going well, especially from the consumer side, where I don't know that they would appreciate, enough people would appreciate more labeling for the cost of 6%. Um, and also moving forward within the health landscape that we're facing, whether it's COVID or antibiotic resistance growing and superbugs or other issues within the healthcare realm, I think there definitely needs to be a, a big push to ensuring that our labeling is done in efficient, a very clear, very standardized. Again, I'm using standardized a lot, but a standardized way so that across all boards and all platforms, a word that is used has the same meaning, so that producers are held to a standard and consumers understand what that standard is when they're making a purchase. And I think that would clear up a lot of confusion, as opposed to just adding more labeling. So my suggestion would be to increase the efficiency of standardized labeling rather than just increasing more labeling, because I think it's just going to make things more muddy in the long term. But I think standardizing labeling will bring more clear communication for consumers, and it also will create a standard, minimum standard of entry for anybody that wants to offer food to the public, that it needs to meet a certain quality level, that is not just qualitative but quantitative, and will be good for everyone involved.